what I'm doing is I'm gonna get out of the water, hold on to where I have like a footing. I'm jumping.
So you're gonna make a climb roll, and then you're gonna make a jump roll right after that. Both of those should be relatively easy for you.
All right, that's the climb.
At the climb roll, so you do successfully climb up out of the water high enough where you can get a footing. All right, and yeah, like I said, your leap roll is ridiculous. So you are able to jump up and you grab onto the rope close to the top. You need to do a little bit of climbing to get there, but I'm not going to make you roll to do that because you already had a really good climb roll to get up anyway. So you're able to make your way up onto the back of the ship, and this is kind of like a man of war, kind of like an old Victorian era man of war, but at the same time, it is much bigger. It is made with black painted wood, and basically everything on it is painted black with the flag and symbol being in red.
All right, I'm gonna take out my 2 daggers. I'm gonna pull one dagger in my mouth. I'm taking out my third. I'm having all my weapons ready.
Okay, so before you do that, Kane and Rock, are you guys gonna follow him up there?
I mean, might as well.
Okay,
Yo, dude, wait up for me, bro.
All right, so Kane, you're gonna roll a climb roll to go up the rope. Okay, so you're just gonna do the climb roll, so you can roll for that and whatever you get for the bonuses, which I think you get some anyway for being a frog cannon and being a ranger.
I think that would already get it, but my climb bonus is... No, that's 14. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the climb bonus is ridiculous for frog. Climb, jump, and swim are all really high bonuses for them. So yeah, you're able to easily climb up there. So you're right there with Cham and then Rock. Are you also going to climb up with them? Your griffin is okay. Your griffin is okay. It's tied up to the rope, so it's not going to drown. So what do you want to try and make it do is the better question. Because you can try and make it do something. It's just going to take negative. So, all right. So Rock, are you going to try and have it climb up the side of the ship?
No, I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. So are you going to climb up the rope?
Fuck no. I have 10 life too.
All right, so are you just going to try and sneak away with the griffin, or are you just going to stay in the water?
Yeah, I thought we were going, I only went with Champ because I thought we were going back to the shore. Have to go close my church. Can't let refugees come fucking stay in there.
They're Dragonborn. They don't give a shit. They'll probably eat them. All right, so Raka, we'll just leave you there since you're going to just try and sneak your way out. So Cham and Kane, what are you guys going to do?
I'm immediately going to start searching for the captain or some kind of general or admiral.
Roll a search check.
Kane,
you can roll one as well if you'd like. All right, so you rolled a 25.
There we go.
You're 23. All right, so you guys both rolled really high. So you both noticed that in the center of the ship, right near the central mast, there appears to be a Dragonborn who is very large. And basically, he is holding what looks like a massive greatsword on his back. And he's looking out at the shoreline with his arms crossed, seemingly watching the invasion take place. He is surrounded by other Dragonborn going around and kind of doing various things on the ship. And the other thing is, to tell you about the order of the Black Scale Order, is that since you guys know this because you know about the possibility of an attack, basically the way that they work is they are such a hardcore warrior group, warrior empire basically at this point, that they only take the strongest Dragonborn and allow them to become Black Scales. Everybody else is used. Well, they literally eat their own young if they're weak.
Well, I'm gonna watch him.
Okay, you're just gonna sit there and watch him. So how long do you plan on watching him for?
3 turns.
3 turns? So that's a full minute. So I'm gonna roll to see what exactly he's going to do. All right, so basically all he's going to do in that time is he's going to direct some people around the deck to prep for cannon fire. He's also going to tell them to prep to fire the large artillery gun that they have mounted in the center of the deck. Now, you're not necessarily sure about the range on that weapon, unless you want to roll an intelligence roll to try and figure that out. But you know that whatever it hits is going to go boom. 11. Okay, again, you mainly know that it can shoot a far enough way. You know that it might be able to hit the island from where it's sitting now.
Has the 3 turns go up?
The 3 turns is now up.
Then I'm going to use Death Attack on the captain.
Death Attack. An assassin studies his victim for 3 rounds and then makes a sneak attack with a melee weapon that successfully deals damage. The sneak attack has the additional effect of possibly either paralyzing or killing the target. Now, here's the problem though. You have to do a melee attack. You are well over your turn-based movement speed away from him. He is probably about 60 feet or maybe up to 90 feet away from you. So you're going to have to stealth your way to him in order to actually commit this attack. You can't do it from where you are.
Okay, easy. Which is freaking move silently.
It's move silently, and that's your stealth roll. So
That's a natty one right there.
I am going to roll for the Dragonborn on the ship to see if they notice you. They noticed you.
That's a natty 20.
one in the.
That is a natty 21. That's funny. So as you were sneaking, you were trying to sneak through, you accidentally knock over a barrel, and every single Dragonborn on that deck immediately surrounds you and points a weapon at you, demanding that you disarm yourself and come with them.
How many guys are there?
Everybody on the deck, so it's probably about 20 to 30 of them.
Fuck that. I'm just gonna try and hide, and then I'll try and follow them.
Okay, so where you are now, you can hide pretty well. You can just sit there. I'm not going to make you do an extra stealth roll. So Cham, what are you going to do?
How close am I to the nearest sail?
So you're probably I'd say probably about 25 feet away from the nearest mast.
Okay. I'm gonna jump out of the circle. I'm gonna jump out of there.
33. Okay, so they're going to have to do a reaction roll, but they're also going to get a +6 to that. 24. Okay, so your jump roll basically made it so that the ones with the melee weapons right near you didn't hit you. However, there are also ones with bows on the deck that are not immediately near you. They're a bit farther away, but they know that you're there. So as you're jumping up, they're also going to be able to aim and attack you. And since you're in the process of a jump, basically they see this, and by the time you land, they have arrows trained on you. And since you tried to escape, they're going to fire. So they're going to roll a combined. There are 4 archers on the deck, so they're going to roll each to attack. Okay, the first one is going to hit, and the second, third, and fourth ones are not going to hit you. As far as the damage output, so it's 1d8 piercing for a normal one, but because these are basically kind of like advanced versions, they've been beefed up a bit because Dragonborn can put more stuff behind it. They do 1d12 damage. So he's going to hit you for 1d12 already because the 19 was the hit roll. So that is a 6. So he hits you with an arrow in the leg. So you take 6 damage, and your jump skill is reduced by 5. Keep this in mind as well. You're going to get a turn to do something else, but the other archers are re-notching arrows, and the guys below you are ready to kill you now.
Well, I'm jumping into the water.
Okay, you're going to try and jump into the water. So the side of the ship is about 30 feet away, so you're going to need a full jump, and you're going to need to roll pretty high. Again, you're only getting a +5 to that now from your race-related stat, because one of your legs has an arrow in it. 19. Okay, you're able to jump to the edge of the ship. In the process of jumping, the archers are going to aim at you again as you're going off the ship, because it's pretty good hang time to go from way up there to way down there. So there's 2 of them on that side of the ship. So they're going to aim at you as you go into the water. Raka, you see him jump off the top of the ship. You can choose to do stealth to try and make sure that, or hide to try and make sure they don't see you floating in the water behind them. Kane is hidden on the ship, but you're not. All right, Raka, you and that griffin are nice and hidden right behind the ship. You're right up close to the back of it, so they're not going to see you guys. But so Cham, those 2 archers are going to roll against you. The first one crits. So his damage is going to be doubled. Again, he's using the same kind of arrow, so it's going to be 1d12 damage. That's 8 damage, so he actually hits you in the arm, or more or less the shoulder. So that's your left arm. So he shot you again, so that's another 8 damage. So now you're in the water, so what are you going to try and do?
Fucking, I'm pulling out the arrows.
Roll strength to pull out the arrow. Cham, you do pull out the arrow. So he got shot in the arrows, I apologize. So he's now underwater, pulling out the arrows, and he's bleeding underwater right now. But he took, I believe, 12 damage from everything. Basically, what has now happened is that, okay, so Kane, now that's happened. So what are you going to do now that Cham's off the boat? Then we're going to go back to Arch and Vash, who are going to be making their way and arriving at the beach.
Let's see. We're looking for the captain or whatever the fuck the commander of this ship, right?
No, you already figured out who that guy is. You know exactly who he is.
Yep.
The only problem is that he's well away from you, so you can make a ranged attack, but the problem with that is that if you miss, your position is going to be immediately given away.
So while he's figuring that out, how many dead bodies are around us?
Well, there's artillery fire that's going on, so there's a few dead bodies, but the thing is that the Dragonborn are reaching the beach now. So they're flooding onto the beach and flooding out of those boats, and they're running towards the town. So as you're going, you see that this is happening. So they're still on the actual beach proper. They haven't made it to the forest.
Yes, but I'm looking specifically for how many dead bodies there are.
You're gonna need to roll a search roll to figure out the exact number.
I think I'm just gonna hide and I'm gonna roll a perception check if there's something I can use to my advantage. Just in this.
All right. So what you can roll is you can roll it's called a search. Your search skill. So you can roll that. So I'm gonna let you roll that first, and then we'll get to Arch and Rock.
Oh God! Oh, it's my second one tonight. Oh.
Okay, so that was your search roll. You don't find anything on deck that would be of use to you in taking out large numbers of them. So you failed at that. So we're gonna go down to Arch. So that roll is for to see how many corpses are around you. You see 10 corpses.
Excellent. So I'm going to use my divine meta magic. I'm going to quicken a spell and then maximize. The first thing I'm going to do is cast Animate Dead, which allows me to control up to 24 undead near me. So I'm going to raise them just half as skeletons, half as zombies. So we have a wonderful scene of half of the corpses rising off of the ground and the other pulling their flesh off and becoming skeletons for my own personal use. The thing is, it's a quickened spell, so this only takes a moment. And to top that off, I'm going to cast Bless upon my allies nearby, which are quite a bit. Anyone who I can see.
Well, the only people that you can see that would technically be allies is your undead guys and Bash.
Excellent. So everybody gets +1 to all attacks and save rolls.
So, Vat, what are you doing? If you need a little time, I can go to Velnos.
Yeah, I need some time.
Okay, we'll come back to you and your little undead army. So, Velnos, you've descended down that spiral staircase with Veronica, and basically it leads to this little cave with a few, like a small fishing ship that's in it. And as you get closer to the fishing ship, you notice that there is a man who is manning the ship. You recognize him as a local fisherman. He's a longtime friend of the king. His name is Hodgkin.
Hello, Mr. Hodgkin. Me and the princess being here, it's an unusual event, so you must know why we are down here.
The king told me a long time ago, if you need me, we can leave. But we gotta wait until the sun goes down.
Well, I wouldn't count on trying to leave in broad daylight, especially on the ship.
Exactly.
So, are there any entrances here that I should keep in mind of?
The front of this cavern you can see through, but there's an illusionary spell. From the outside, it just looks like a rock face.
We should keep an eye on it regardless.
I have the ship ready with enough supplies for a 5 to 6 day sail. Should be enough to get us ashore. There's a couple of larger ports we might be able to dock at with some friendly faces.
Anything else I should be minded of?
We got plenty of food and drunken stuff downstairs in the ship for, the inevitable mourning of all of our dead loved ones.
Should suffice. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a realist.
However, I do not know if anyone else is going to come down here, so I'll try to keep an eye out for anything.
We'll stay as long as the princess wants and as long as it's safe. Velnos, so you had that conversation. So now we're going to go back to Vash. So what are you going to do now that Arch has erected his creepy army? You also have your bear cub with you, by the way.
I'll tell my bear cub just to stay put.
If it gets near me, I will let them eat it.
Sir, if you dare try to threaten Kuma at all, I will make sure he rips your testicles off, sir, okay?
He's a woman. He's playing a woman. So the bear cub basically runs off towards a building that looks to have been collapsed, and he kind of hides under some debris so that way nobody can see him. So he's just going to sit there and watch, and then you can choose to do whatever you want with your barding abilities.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I could summon a monster. Summon an owl, I guess.
Okay, so that's a celestial owl. All right, celestial owl, tiny animal. So it has a hit dice of 1d8, so we'll just say it has 8 health. +2 initiative, it can fly, its armor class is 17. It can attack with its talons, which is 1d4 -3. Right.
You could do something to buff the zombies.
I mean, I guess I'll inspire courage.
So that would give them all a +1. that would add on to Archer's buff, so that would also do that. So I'm assuming that would also do that for him as well, everybody that's in the general vicinity, because that's usually a barding thing. Now, keep this also in mind that the Dragonborn have reached the shore, and they are now moving inland at a rapid rate, so they are coming up on you, and there are hundreds of them.
Yes, I think surviving is the best part of valor at this point. My fruity friend, I do think we should leave these buffed zombies. You get your little flea thing, and we should go, honestly. I don't know where everyone else is. Yes, that, whatever that is. I do think we should go. Now? I mean, you can stay if you like, but bye.
Is it possible I could charm all the fucking...
Charm person works on one person. You can charm one of them so that they won't stab you, but the other, 299 will murder you, probably.
I think we should get the fuck out of here.
Alright,
Agreed.
so I assume you'll use the zombie horde as a meat shield?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are going to book it. Vash, on your way by, you pick up your little panda buddy, and you guys are all going to book it, I assume, back to the castle?
In any direction that lets us escape is where I'm going, even if that means getting on a boat and fucking off, because I think the princess already fucked off down the only escape tunnel, unless we know where that is too.
You would know where it is because you're a sneaky fuck, and you like to know everything, so you know where that area is.
Yeah, I'm booking it for that.
And Vash, because you engage in a lot of girl talk with the princess, you also know where that is. Okay, so you guys are going to book it back to the castle. So after that, I'm going to go back. So now I'm going to go back to Raka, Cham, and Kane and see what they want to do. You guys, so Cham, you're under the water. You rolled successfully to pull out both of the arrows, so those are both now gone.
So is the boat still in the water, going towards it?
The boat has kind of stopped at this point because it's a large boat. They're getting somewhat close to shore, but they're letting all the smaller troop transport ships go there. They still have a fairly good force on all the boats, though. The ones that are going to the beach are the legionary force. So at the same time, though, Kane and Raka, you guys are both around the same area too. So Raka, you're still kind of hiding down there with your Griffin, who's he's at 10 health. He's still alive. He's still doing okay. He can keep up now. He might not need to be tied up anymore. He can kind of do the doggy paddle now. He's recovered enough from the shock of going into the water.
Alright, so yeah, considering I have 16 health, I'm not going to be much use in a fight right now, so I'm just going to kind of flee.
Okay, so are you going to try and sneak off, or are you just going to kind of wade your way out? Because you're still within a fairly decent-sized armada. You might be able to get the Griffin to flap his wings dry enough to take off, but it's going to probably take a couple of turns of that, and they might notice you.
Try to make a sneak roll.
So you rolled an 18, so you guys are able to slink off successfully. You kind of do the thing where it's basically just your eyes and your nose that are above the water, and you're just kind of treading water along with the Griffin. So you guys are able to kind of sneak away from the main flotilla, and you're kind of off by yourselves now. You're away from that ship. So Cham, what are you rolling for?
I want to see if there's anything in the water big enough to attack this ship.
Or a aquatic sea life? Or you mean
sea life?
Star Wars.
There is nothing in the water that is big enough to attack that ship. You do not find any sea creatures that can actually sink that ship or do any kind of serious damage to it. You do actually find a small school of dolphins, however.
I'm gonna have them take me to the other side of the island.
The dolphin is technically probably more intelligent than you are, so I'm going to say the dolphin understands you. So you're going to ask the dolphin. So let's see if the dolphin is feeling like helping you out. Okay, the dolphin is willing to help you out. So are you just going to grab onto him and ride him?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be a strength check to just ride him because you still have a severely wounded shoulder. You lose grip after a little while, but the other dolphins kind of nudge you along with their noses. So they're kind of just nudging you through the water, but you're getting there eventually. So Kane, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off the boat.
There's a couple of options that you can do. Yes, you can fire an arrow and quickly jump off the boat. You can jump off and try and jump into the water near where Cham is with the dolphins, or you can try and jump in near where Raka and the Griffin are, because this is all happening at roughly the same time, so that's still in progress as Raka is leaving, even though he did ace the roll and I said he got away.
Okay. I think I'm going to try and shoot an arrow and then go with Raka.
What are you shooting the arrow at?
Do I have a clear line of shot of the captain guy?
You have a clear line of sight, but it is out of range of your arrow. It would be in range for your rifle.
Let's do that.
Are you going to aim it specifically at something?
I'm gonna try and aim for, his head or his neck.
All right, so head, neck area, so that means you're going to take an automatic -2 to the roll. Okay, so, Kane, as you're firing your weapon, you sneeze, and the bullet goes off into the air and sails through and goes through the sail. So that everybody in the ship is now immediately alerted to you. You have one action to do if you choose to do it.
Get the fuck out and go with Raka.
All right, so you're going to do a leap roll into the water. Into the water. Okay, so roll, jump, and you're going to jump horizontally off the ship because you're kind of hanging around the back.
Oh my god, that's my third one.
Unfortunately, for him, that's not how that works. So, all right, so you rolled a 15, so you did it successfully, but because you rolled in that one, I'm going to give one of the archers a shot at you. Oh. That's 1d12 times 2.
You fucking gotta be kidding me.
That's only 4 damage. That's only 4 damage. You're still doing okay. So he shot you.
Golden.
So that went through one of your feet. So you have an arrow in your foot now, but you're in the water. So you're in the water and you dive under where Raka is. So you're going to have to roll a move silently roll to move with them. And as long as you make a good roll on that, you'll be able to escape. So you guys will all be away from the armada. Okay, yeah, no, you're able to... You have +10 to move silently?
Yeah.
So that is enough to... So you guys are all able to meet up in the water outside of the flotilla where you're far enough away now where they're not even paying attention to you because they're all focused on invading the island. So now that you guys are kind of out of harm's way, I'm going to go back to Arch and Vash, and you guys are now entering into the castle through the front gate.